Hello everyone, welcome to English Now. Imagine you're standing outside your friend's home right now, which is Rahul, the name of your friend. Instead of talking about what your friend Rahul does every day, today we're going to see what Rahul is doing at this very moment, at this exact moment. So as we follow Rahul's day, you'll naturally learn this, which is present continuous tense. And this is our today's topic also. Present continuous tense, in which we'll be talking about the different kind of sentences. For example, the affirmative sentences, the negative sentences, the interrogative sentences, and how to make passive voices in the present continuous tense in English. So let's begin. The video is going to be useful for anyone who's mastering sentence formation or building confidence in English. So let's start the present continuous tense and learn it through Rahul's story. So firstly, we are going to talk about present continuous tense. What is it? What is the present continuous tense? Well, the present continuous tense is used to describe actions that are happening right now, at the moment of speaking, or around the present time. So this tense talks about any event that is happening right now, at the very moment, at the time of speaking. What is happening? We talk this in the present continuous tense. To make sentences in this, we have to follow the structure, wherein the subject is written at the first place, followed by the helping verb, which is am, is, or are, according to the subject. Then we follow verb with ing form. And then at the end, we write the object. So this is how we make the sentences when we talk about the present continuous tense. And this one follows the affirmative sentences. To make that, to learn that, let's follow Rahul's morning schedule. So this is Rahul's morning schedule. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. Rahul is waking up. He is brushing his teeth. His mother is preparing breakfast. His father is reading the newspaper. Rahul's sister is getting ready for school. Look carefully now. All these actions are happening right now, at this very moment. That's why we use the present continuous tense. And these were in the affirmative sentences. Now notice the structure. Rahul is brushing his teeth. His mother is cooking breakfast. They are talking to each other. I'm learning English. Remember one rule. When we write the subject I, we have to follow the helping verb am. When we write the subject is, she, it, we follow the helping verb, which is. The subject we, you, and they follow the helping verb are. This is the rule that we have to follow always. Now let's talk about the negative sentences. To make this, to understand this, let's continue our story of Rahul. So you will see how to make negative sentences in it. Well, Rahul has finished breakfast. His friend calls him. His friend asks, "Are you watching television?" On listening to this, Rahul says, "No, I'm not watching television." His friend then asks, "Are you sleeping?" Rahul says, "No, I'm not sleeping." Rahul's sister isn't playing outside. She isn't wasting her time. She is rather studying for her exam. This is what she's doing. These are the negative sentences. To make them, we have to follow the structure. We have to write subject at the first place, followed by the helping verb, which is am, is, or are, according to the subject. Then we follow not, because we have to make negative. Then we follow verb with ing form. And then we write the object at the end. Now let's understand this with some examples. I'm not eating. In this, you can see I, which is subject, has been written at the first place. Then we have written the helping verb am, according to the subject, which is I. Then we have written not to make it negative. And at the end, the verb in ing form, which is eating. So I am not eating. Similarly, you can see he is not driving. They are not playing. Over here also, he and they follow their respective helping verbs, which is and are. Now let's talk about the other sentence, which is interrogative sentences. So let's start doing that. Now Rahul reaches his classroom. His teacher wants to know what everyone in the class is doing. She asks, "Are you listening carefully?" This is she's asking the students. The students answer, "Yes, we are. We are studying." Then she asks Rahul, "Are you writing the notes?" Rahul replies, "Yes, I am." The teacher then asks another student, "Is Rahul helping you?" The student says, "Yes, he is. Everyone is learning and helping each other." So these are the interrogative sentences that you saw just now. To make them, we have to follow the structure, which is the helping verb, which is going to be written at the first place, which is am, is, or are according to the subject. Then we write the subject, which can be he, she, or any noun, or even other pronoun. Then we have to follow verb in ing form. Then we write object at the end. Always remember that we have to write questions when any question begins, we have to write helping verb is, am, or are at the first place. For example, is she reading? This is interrogative in nature. We have written the helping verb is first, then the subject, which is she, and then the main verb with ing form, which is reading. Similarly, are they playing football? Am I speaking too fast? In these examples also, helping verb are and am have been written at the first place, then the subject has followed them. Let's talk about now passive voice in present continuous. When we make the sentences, we have to follow this thing that is happening. Let's move to Rahul's science class first. So this is Rahul's science lab. The students over here are conducting an experiment. This is an active sentence. So let's look at the sentence again. The students are conducting an experiment. Here the students perform the action. The students are conducting an experiment. The students are performing the action over here. But what if we want to focus on the experiment instead, or the object? We change it into the passive voice. So we say, an experiment is being conducted by the students. To make passive from active, we have to follow this thing. Object, which is written in the active voice, becomes subject in the passive voice. So object of active becomes subject of passive. And this is how we can make the sentences of passive from active. So let's notice this structure. Subject is written at the first place, then the helping verb, which is am, is, or are according to the subject. Then we write being, and then past participle, which is the third form of the verb. Now let's look at a few more examples to understand. We'll see a sentence in active and then the passive one of it. So in the active, there's a sentence, the workers are painting the wall. Now in this we have to find which one is the object, which is the wall. This is the object of active. This object will become the new subject of passive. So the object will become new subject, and the subject, which is the workers, will become the new object of passive. Let's look at this passive. The wall is being painted by the workers. So the wall is the object. Another example we have from the active is the chef is preparing dinner. In this also, the object of active is dinner, which will become the new subject of passive. Let's look at the passive. Dinner is being prepared by the chef. The chef, which was subject in active, has become object in passive. We have another example. The police are questioning the suspect. Now, in this example, the suspect is the object, which will become the new subject in passive. So, in the passive voice we have, the subject is being questioned by the police. Remember, the police, which is subject in active, will become the new object in passive, as we have seen. Whenever the action is happening right now, we want to change it into passive voice. We have to follow the structure. Am, is, or are according to the subject. Then we write being, and then the third form of the verb. which is past participle. This is how we write. Now let's look at some common mistakes which people make and we don't have to make. So before we finish, let's correct some common mistakes. Some learners say he is play cricket, which is incorrect, because after the helping verb is, we have to follow ing form in the main verb, which is playing. So the correct will be saying he is playing cricket. He is playing cricket. Some learners also say they are studying English, which is incorrect, because after the helping verb are, we have to follow ing in the main verb. So study will become studying, and the correct sentence will be they are studying English. They are studying English. So they, subject, are helping verb, studying, and then the object, which is English. Another common mistake that people usually make is, does Rahul is playing cricket? Which is also incorrect. And the correct will be saying, is Rahul playing cricket? So this will be the correct structure. Is Rahul playing cricket? So is, then subject, which is Rahul, then playing, main verb, which is ing form, and then we never use. Let's talk about the quick revision now. Let's quickly revise Rahul's story. When we saw Rahul brushing his teeth, his mother preparing breakfast, and his father reading the newspaper, we learned affirmative sentences. When Rahul said he wasn't watching television, we learned negative sentences. When the teacher asked, "Are you listening?" we learned interrogative sentences. These were the sentences that we learned. When the students are conducting an experiment, became this sentence, an experiment is being conducted. We learn the passive voices. We learn how to make passive from the active voices. So this was our lesson. Keep practicing every day, because the more you practice, the more confident you'll become in English. And remember, we don't write does and write is when we talk about the present continuous tense, when we talk about the helping verb in it. You can watch the video a couple of more times for even clearer concept. We'll meet again. Until then, stay connected and thank you for watching.